Hello, hello, hello. What is happening? It's Friday. We made it. God damn. Made it through another week. It's already January 17th in 2025, believe it or not. You may think you're time traveling. No, it's just that time moves. We're here. I have news. I have the news like I usually do, video clips and so forth. What is happening? Oh, Don Jr. said something about aliens. So I'm making the prediction on this show, whoa, with no knowledge that the aliens are about to start talking to us. So Don Jr. had a clip about that. So I have that today. I have, TikTok got banned, or they upheld the law. The Supreme Court did, banning TikTok. So, but Biden says he's not going to enforce the law. He's going to leave it up to Trump. So the law is the law. And TikTok kind of said they might be shutting down. But he said since it's so close to the inauguration and all that stuff. So TikTok, the future is uncertain, I guess. A lot of Republicans didn't like TikTok. Well, I think probably because of the pro-Palestinian stuff. If I really had to guess, it was probably the Jews, who were most upset about TikTok after the whole October 7th thing. So the Republicans got mad, and then they said they were spying on us and stuff, trying to manipulate us. So anyway, people started using another Chinese app, which I guess is available on iPhone, Rednote. People started using Rednote and learning about Chinese people, and maybe even learning Chinese. That's what I heard, which is crazy. I would never even try. But maybe even learning Chinese. And they're like, "Oh, the people are really surprised to learn about the Chinese." And the Chinese are not surprised to learn about us, apparently. So Mr. Happy says TikTok is shutting down completely in the United States. You think they're just going to follow the law, even though Biden said he's not going to enforce it? That'd be weird. A lot of people are addicted to that thing. I don't really use it. I don't find that much on there. But YouTube, it is old fashioned, huh? Like this kind of thing is old fashioned. Or no, live streaming is still not old fashioned. Making videos, like 15-minute videos, and getting them to trend and stuff, that's old fashioned. That can't even happen anymore. But people don't have any attention span anymore. Apparently, we're training them not to. So I wonder. I guess kids must read books in high school. But I wonder how they are at reading books. I've completely stopped reading books. I would listen to one though. We worry for our youth. We hear they don't drink, which actually troubles us a little bit. Although alcohol is bad in excess. Okay, there's a ceasefire, then there was not going to be a ceasefire, or Netanyahu said the Gazanians were changing the terms or something. I think he lied about it. So anyway, they passed it today through the Security Council, and maybe they had the big vote too. But they want to go right back to war. They're not going to be happy till all the Palestinians are gone, I don't think, or until it's declared part of Israel. They're bastards, basically. Just like Jeffrey Sachs said. If Trump is listening to Jeffrey Sachs about Netanyahu, then Netanyahu and Trump are not going to have a great relationship this time around. Oh, Bitcoin is up. I got reminded because I saw Pirate Justin in the chat. He posted this Bitcoin Citadel today. Bitcoin's back up. It's over 100,000 cleanly, 104 or something. Because Trump keeps saying things about crypto. He says we're going to buy it for our reserve. We're going to have a Bitcoin reserve and maybe a crypto reserve too with other American cryptocurrencies like Solana and XRP, apparently. So Solana pumped too. So we're back. Trump is almost president. Monday. He's going to sign him a bunch of executive orders. One of them is going to be about crypto, apparently. And then he's going to free the prisoners, the J6ers. He's going to do a bunch of other stuff too. Probably order the deportations and stuff. But honestly, the deportations, when I listen to him, I think they're just going to deport criminals and then see how it goes, pretty much. Because beyond that, it gets troublesome. You got to raid people's houses and works and shit. But they might do that. They might raid some businesses. Probably LA is going to be begging for illegal immigrants to do all the construction. I mean, how are they going to get enough people in Los Angeles to rebuild that place? It's really insane. And then they say you won't be able to get insurance. A bunch of people are going to move. I have a clip from a real estate guy who said people are moving. And then I have clips from the firefighters who warned that people were going to die because the fire department was so badly mismanaged. People in LA are pissed. They're going to vote Republican, apparently. Checking in on you guys. Hope you're doing well. It's Friday. You ready for the weekend? Oh, playoffs. The Redskins are in the playoffs. That's my team. I used to be a big football fan. I used to like the Washington Redskins. Now they're called the Commanders. They won last week. They're going to be playing on Saturday. Yeah, you can watch that. Numb your mind. Or you can go for a nice hike. Do something physical. Play some pickleball or something. Did anybody in the chat play pickleball? I'm thinking of starting again. I can play. I'm pretty good at it, actually. But sometimes it's annoying. Okay, you ready? I'll play a video and then play my intro. Feels good being here. All right, let's see. Good to see you too, Andrew Pastor. You're the name of a taco. You're named after a taco that I eat sometimes. Pastor. What is it? Some kind of, I don't even know what it is. Don't know if it's pork, beef. I'll play a song for you guys, then my intro, and then we'll get it on.
Puerto Rico.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Jeff Bezos came. Bill Gates came. Zuckerberg came. Many of them came numerous times. Everybody's coming.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Okay, cue musical intro.
Puerto Rico.
Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Yeah. And that intro is like 10 years old. You can tell because of the hair pretty much and the background. I was in my dad's garage starting out late 2015. So it'll be 10 years at the end of this year if we make it. If we make it. Very rewarding experience. Thank you, Teddy. Speaking of rewarding, 99 cents. Thank you. Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate it. Thanks for breaking the ice. I'll make a goal for $5 super chats. Let's see. It says make super chat more fun with a goal. Doesn't seem to make it that much fun for people. I will praise the chat. Maybe I'll do something different one of these days, like do the Trump dance or something. But then people will ask me for the Trump dance over and over again. All right, news of the world. Well, let's talk. Let's talk about this app people are using instead of TikTok, and then what they're posting about it. And then the CEO of the app said something too. Yeah, Will, you said last stream was fun when I got to. Yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't because of the challenge. We didn't reach the goal because that requires a number. But yeah, it was great. I got rich. That's why I took the day off yesterday. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm so rich. But it was really nice. I'm about to be working again, I think. But I haven't been streaming that much anyway. You guys will be like, what's the difference? All right, let's see this Rednote reaction because people are exploring other apps other than TikTok. And they have to be Chinese still, apparently.
So I don't even care what I look
This
like.
person's German,
because I want to make my first video on here. I never really made many videos on TikTok. But I am a TikTok refugee from Wisconsin. Ni hao. But I'm crying right now. I don't know if you can see that I am I am crying right now because I have realized in just the little bit of scrolling that I've been doing is that I'm pretty sure the United States has lied to us about who China is. They've always told us very mean things about you guys and about your country. And just my experience on here so far, I have seen and heard such grace and such welcome. And
小红书
She was already speaking Chinese. Ian Well points out. Yeah, people. I don't know, man. I think English is gonna. I think in the future everybody will speak the same language. It's already kind of a thing. And then I think computer programming is going to be in English because you'll just talk to the AI bots. They'll probably understand English the best. So hopefully we'll go to a fully English world. It's a pretty good language, I think. Seems good. They used to like French. The United Nations and stuff used to be in French. They thought that was the best language. Then the Russians learned French. They thought it was very sophisticated, but English, we dominate. English and the dollar forever. Probably. But we'll see. The Chinese make a lot of ships, apparently. Apparently they're good at building time-wasting apps. 2, they specialize in it. I heard they build like 1,000 ships and we build like 5 or something. They're getting ready for war. They're getting ready to dominate. But maybe we can be friends. That's what I was thinking with the Rednote app. People talking to each other. It's like having a pen pal. Kind of. You guys have pen pals? They don't do that anymore. It's stupid. I used to write letters to people. Letters. Because long distance was very expensive. You guys don't even know. You do know probably because you're old. You're probably all old, ready to die.
The Chinese said that Americans are not free because the American TikTok refugees asked the Chinese, what stereotypes do you have about us? And I'm thinking they're going to say, like, we're fat and we like junk food. No. They said that we think that we are free, but we are not, that we live under an oligarchy and that we essentially live in a corporation. And we're fat. The Chinese said that Americans are not free.
It is kind of a corporation. And we do have all oligarchs dominating. That's what Joe Biden warned about in his last speech. He warned about, he wanted to censor social media. I have a clip from it, but he wanted to censor social media, disinformation, and he warned that we're turning into an oligarchy. We warned about the billionaires, but that's just because he lost this time. I mean, the Democrats had all the billionaire support. Before, so they weren't complaining about it then. Now they're complaining about it. Now that these billionaires are Republicans or conservative or whatever. I wonder if that philosophy, more of that philosophy, is going to dominate for a while. There was a while when we didn't have a Democrat president hardly. I think it was just Carter in there between like Nixon, Reagan, Bush. So we'll see. Here, the guy from the CEO of the app posted this, apparently. It's not a real questioning, but here.
Of what nation are you a citizen?
China.
Are you a citizen of any other nation?
No.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
No. I was born Chinese. I don't have to apply.
Do you have a Singaporean passport?
No.
Do you have any other passports from any other?
No. See, Senator, your people came to us because they're tired of your bullshit. If you could stop lying to your people and stop messing with them, they might like you. But they hate you so much they're learning a new language. And we all know how lazy American people are. And people are having a good time on our apps. So I say you leave them alone.
There you go. That was the CEO of Rednote. So he's posting videos in English, try to court the Americans. So that's the Rednote story. I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, really? People are communicating. They're learning things about other cultures. That's good. That's positive. Seems like if we could be friends, we might not fight each other. So that'd be good. Be good if we don't fight each other anymore. But I'll just have the robots do it. Okay. Okay. So it's like everybody's last press conference because they're leaving. So everybody's like saying goodbye, doing their last whatever. So Blinken was doing his last thing, and there are a few people that think he's responsible for the genocide in Palestine, in Gaza, like this guy, Sam Husseini, who's a reporter. So he got thrown out. This was a dramatic incident in the White House press briefing room.
2 or 3 people. You pontificate about a free press. You pontificate about a free press. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I am asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions until I'm asking questions. Wasn't the point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? You blocked the ICJ orders.
Please respect the process.
Respect the process. Respect the process. Well, everybody from Amnesty International, to the ICJ is saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal, why aren't you in The Hague? Why are 2 or 3 people?
So he got thrown out. He got shown the door. I think Max Blumenthal did a thing too, actually, where he got thrown out. He was screaming at them. He's a Jew that does not like Zionism. Max Blumenthal, that video will come up. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he did it too. They didn't like Tony Blinken. So here's Max Blumenthal's.
300 reporters in Gaza were on the receiving end of your bombs. Why did you keep the bombs flowing when we had a deal in May? We all knew we had a deal. Everyone in this room knows we had a deal, Tony, and you kept the bombs flowing. Why did you sacrifice the rules-based order on the mantle of your commitment to Zionism? Why did you allow my friends to be massacred? Why did you allow my friends' homes in Gaza to be destroyed when we had a deal in May? You helped destroy our religion, Judaism, by associating it with fascism. You waved the white flag before
We'll have the time to take
Netanyahu.
questions at the end.
You waved the white flag before Israeli fascism.
We'll have the time to take questions
Your
at the end.
father-in-law was an Israel lobbyist. Your grandfather was an Israel lobbyist. Are you compromised by Israel? Why did you allow the Holocaust of our time to happen? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? You too, Matt. You smirked through the whole thing every day. You smirked through a genocide.
Thank you.
So there's Max. Yeah, in his words, Max, who has the gray zone. I guess he's allowed to sit in there. Oh, that's one thing that's going to be different this year or this time around is Trump's going to look to invite, and probably with the advice of his children, is going to look to invite different kinds of people into the press briefing room, like podcasters or something. Yeah, they're embracing this whole podcast thing, I guess. So they're going to let non-traditional media into the briefing room apparently this time around. Buy some t-shirts. Hey, buy some t-shirts if you want to. They're really cheap or inexpensive. You're not supposed to say cheap when you're selling them, but they're really not expensive. Very low priced. Because we have a clearance sale at truthclothing.io. Check it out. I'm wearing our propaganda hoodie today, but we're pretty much sold out of those. We are selling out. Okay, so I showed you that. Okay, now let's see which things. I did the thing about Bill Gates. So Bill Gates. Oh God, this is terrible. Roseanne Barr did a song with that guy. That guy who does conservative songs, who has tattoos on his face and stuff. It's pretty. I think the voice is AI generated. It's kind of cringe, to be honest.
Trying to take away my right to go and say this. Well, listen up, because this storm is going bad. With the facts. Why they trying to turn Becky into Dan? You get screw Eminem. I'm Roseanne.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad.
Now you're getting told.
We won, you mad, you
Trying to take away my right.
So anyway, that's her part of that song. We won, you mad. That's what it's called, I think. Pretty funny. What's the guy's name? It's like coming. It's right there. I know the guy's name. Oh, probably somebody said it in the chat. Yeah, kind of make Tom McDonald. Thank you, Ian. Well, Tom McDonald. Yeah, kind of cringe. Kind of makes you like. Kind of makes Republicans look a little trashy. You know what I mean? Because it's not like high class exactly. I have somebody complaining about getting off TikTok. Somebody who's sad because he was making money on it. I can play that for you.
I have no idea how I'm going to survive. This app was literally supposed to be my way out. So for everyone who's saying, go get a job, I am literally working. I have no more time. I work almost every day doing DoorDash, and DoorDash pays $2 a delivery. I Instacart. I have classes Monday through Thursday in person. I have been posting on this app almost every day for 5 years, guys. I've been posting on this app 3 to 5 times every day for the last 6 months. I've made $175 on here. In 7 days on TikTok, I have made $871. There is no job that's going to even come close to that. My tuition is $7,000 a semester, and my rent is $800 every month. So no amount of working is going to get that pay, and I do not want to be in debt my entire life. I literally don't know what to do. My next step has always been to go to the poll. So if y'all see me dancing, do not say a damn thing. The people who voted to take this app away are the people who use this app to campaign. All of their campaign posts, they posted on here. Make it make sense.
All right, there you go. So that's a dramatic take. But wow, that sounds good, like good money. I should be smarter. I should do TikTok. I don't have like a sense for like 1 to 2 minute content. Exactly. I like to ramble on forever and have moments of brilliance. And then long pauses. So I don't know. I'd have to revamp my style. People have to ease into this content. But that's TikTok. Yeah, $800 in a week. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I didn't know you could do that on TikTok. He said, I think he was posting on Instagram and not making any money. Super 8 Punk. Is that for me? What do I think about Jeranism? He's my friend. He's like one of my friends. He made my intro for this show. He liked me a long time ago and always was like cool with me. So he's cool. We used to do shows together. He's cool. He's a truth seeker. He might be, I don't know if he spun out since the Antarctica thing. The 24-hour sun. We're wondering about that. The fate of the flat earth. Well, I don't know. I knew that the sun couldn't, I knew that the model was wrong. I knew that the model was wrong already because they have summer in the southern hemisphere. It only works in the northern hemisphere. It doesn't work the other way. Does that mean we're a globe? I don't know. Are we the center of the universe? I was thinking that. Are we the center of the universe? Are we the only place where there's life? Possibly. We are a very special place. The earth is good. It gives us good things. The aliens like that about Earth. That it grows good things. And the animals taste excellent. All right. But they don't like Bill Gates, though. But Bill Gates likes Trump. I'll just play you that clip. People are sharing it. Bill Gates impressed with Trump. All the billionaires like Trump. So it's going to be an interesting time. We're about to move into an interesting time.
Have you met with Donald Trump since the election?
Yeah, I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. To my surprise, it was, just he and I, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and the person who helps manage things for me, Larry Cohen. So the four of us sat there, and it was quite wide-ranging. Global health's the area that I work in, and such amazing things have happened and can happen there. I spoke a lot about HIV and that the foundation's literally working on a cure for that. We're at an early stage, and so he, in the COVID days, accelerated the vaccine innovation. So I, was asking him if maybe the same kind of thing could be done here, and we both got, I think, pretty excited about that. We talked about polio.
Did he just say vaccine?
Where,
Hold on.
maybe the same kind of thing could be done here. And we both got, I think, pretty excited about that. We talked about polio, where, you know, we're very close to getting that done, but if you stop, it'll spread back. And so I explained why it's been tough in Pakistan, Afghanistan. We've had cases show up in Gaza. We have cases in Africa. And he was fascinated to hear what he could do to maximize the chance that during the next 4 years, that incredible milestone will be achieved. I felt like he was, you know, energized and, you know, looking forward to helping to drive innovation. You know, I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up.
He must have been talking to him about vaccines. I thought HIV, like nobody has AIDS in America. Nobody gets AIDS here. So I thought you take one pill now. So it's not already cured. I thought it was already kind of cured because people take a pill and then they get to a status where they can't, where it's like undetectable. It seems like cured. They say HIV positive, undetectable, and you can't pass it to anybody. That's what happens. Like, I think that's what happened with Magic Johnson. So I'm not sure. I guess in other countries, they don't, who knows? I guess it's a problem still. Don't know why. So he's talking to Trump, and Trump seemed excited. Trump is a weird character because RFK Jr. doesn't like Bill Gates and probably has a problem with all the vaccine stuff he does. But Trump's like, oh, yeah, cool. Don't know. But Trump likes the idea of doing big things, and Bill Gates supposedly wants to do important things. Okay, let's see. What do you want to see next? I have to like manage the flow of this show. Oh, Elon landed another rocket. People get really excited when that happens. The thing about the flat earth is like, in that theory, we can't leave. There's some kind of firmament. People, you know, or whether there is a firmament or not. Flat earthers say we can't leave. Like we can't go to the moon. Like we can't go to the moon. We can't. It's impossible. That's what flat earthers think. Which, I mean, we haven't yet. So with people. So Elon's been posting stuff about the moon landings lately. He should land on the moon before he goes to Mars. I mean, just show us that it's possible. Who knows? Like, who knows if any of their theories about the moon are correct? Like what the gravity is there. That's 1/6 Earth's gravity. That's kind of like a guess. I mean, it's based on the science, but Elon's going to Mars in a couple of years with something unmanned, I think. And then like 28, supposedly he's going to Mars with people. See what that's like. There's no rover on Mars, that's for sure. Here's the rocket landing. 33 boosters. I think that's funny. This rocket has 33 boosters.
Flare coming back to the once again, we are standing by for
I don't know if this is the one with 33, but the other one does.
To catch the booster at the tower. This would be the second tower catch.
Booster landing burn. Seeing 13 engines.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Booster coming in. Get ready for that boom, Kate.
Down to 3 engines.
And then they might think that's just all fake. Oh, my camera went out. My camera went out. Can you hear me?
You heard it here. Maxilla has caught the boost.
What the hell? That's not good. My camera stopped working. Okay, let me see if I can fix it. Settings. So this is not on my camera. Come on, camera. Come on. I'm seeing it work. In the meantime, it's like really awful camera. I might have to be off screen. I don't know why. It's still failed. My my iPhone connects with my computer. There's some kind of mess on it. They have a cool feature on Apple's. What the fuck? It was right there. It showed the fucking thing. So I have to like keep it sideways or something. I'm trying to fix a technical problem. You appreciate that. Yeah, flat earthers think that there are no satellites. I think there are satellites. And if there are satellites, do it be a globe? I don't know. Just don't know. Hard to say. Okay, now I'm going to try to see if I can fix this. Let's see. It's working. Okay, no problem. You just have to deal with the uglier version of me. God, it's really full. All right, so that was the rocket landing, and then it like broke up. There's some kind of failure. Gotta fix this. Let's lean this back. Okay, that's better. All right, so that was the rocket launch. Okay. Let's listen to the UFO thing. I want to hear that. I just want to hear it right now. That's all. This is Don Jr. talking about non-human intelligence, I believe. I haven't even listened to it.
Fundamental, and it's sort of strange again that the unelected bureaucrats have this kind of information, but we don't even have the ability to decide whether it's something that perhaps clear to the public or others.
Well, in this case, we're going to make it very clear, Don. Basically, the public has been lied to. I'm shocked as a journalist that the mainstream media have failed in the main. They've allowed themselves to be led by the nose by people in the national security state, the different intelligence agencies that have frankly misled and lied the public for years. And what we're revealing is and evidence from people who are top-level trained tier 1 military operatives, patriots, men who love their country with a passion, but who understand also that there's an accountability problem here, that there are faceless people inside the national security bureaucracy who have taken it upon themselves to conduct the expenditure of possibly billions, if not trillions of dollars on a covert program that is being deliberately concealed from Congress. And having spoken to people, I'd love to hear one day what your dad would say about this and how much he's actually been told, because I know he's been partially briefed, partially read into the UAP program, and I'm not inviting you to comment about that. But I'd love to know what successive presidents would say about what they've been told, because I think even the commanders-in-chief over the years have been lied to about this. And I think there's a pretext that goes right back to the 1950s to justify the secrecy. Apparently, President Eisenhower made an order that this would all be kept secret, and essentially that's been done by people in the national security bureaucracy. But what I've discovered is that, and I reached out as a journalist several years ago, thinking I was going to debunk this story, thinking I was going to find out that it was another laudable American black program that we were developing advanced aerospace technology. What I actually discovered when I started talking to people in the military and the intelligence community is that this is real. There really is a legacy retrieval program. And it didn't take me long before I stumbled across the gentleman who features in our story this week, Jake. And he's telling us an extraordinary story. He's telling us how he was involved in the recovery of alien vehicles. and that these vehicles have been recovered by the United States, in some cases brought down by high-powered microwave technology, and in other cases they appear to have landed freely. And this is something that's been going on in secret for years, possibly decades. And I, for the life of me, do not know why people in the national security establishment think that they continued colluding to conceal this from the public and, frankly, lying to the public. I mean, as recently as November, we were assured in a presentation to Congress by one representative of the Pentagon that there was no evidence of extraterrestrial visitation or engagement with this planet. That is a flat-out lie. And you will see the evidence this weekend on News Nation at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will present the definitive evidence from first-hand whistleblowers, corroborated by people who've worked with this person. Their military service is impeccable. We also have other evidence that we will present, which is absolutely definitive that what we are talking about here is a non-human technology. The allegation.
Well, Donald Trump Jr. didn't really say anything. I grabbed that clip because it said Don Jr. is stirring the UAP pot. That's what it says. But it wasn't really Don Jr. talking. It was more the other guy, who someone in the chat says is a top journalist in Australia, Crypto Beast. Oh, that's not just someone in the chat. That's Crypto Beast, who knows Australia. Well, now he works for News Nation, huh? It's good having all these different news sites. So anyway, yeah, we're waiting. We're finding out things. Revelations, disclosure. I'll play you this thing about this non-binary chick. This is kind of funny. This, I think it's a chick. This non-binary person was misgendered and now had to take a leave of absence. I'll show you. Hold on.
That city councilor filing a complaint with Worcester's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and they're taking a month-long break. They say it's for emotional and mental safety. Worcester City Councilor at Large Tu Nguyen taking a month-long mental health break, accusing the mayor and council of a toxic culture. Nguyen uses the pronouns they, them, and says it's not safe to show up to meetings in person.
I really, really wished I felt safe enough to show up on the council floor, but I don't.
Last night, when talking about remote participation, Nguyen accused the mayor and another councilor, Kathleen Toomey, of using the wrong pronouns. Nguyen also says Councilor Candy Merrow Carlson repeatedly called them it.
I have faced transphobia with being misgendered and recently learned that I have been dehumanized to a point where I'm being referred to as it by my colleagues on this council.
Councilor Toomey says early on when the councilor was elected, I did make an honest error in addressing the councilor and may have done so a few times, for which I apologized. There has never been any intentional or consistent misgendering. I have been mindful to address the councilor respectfully in the manner in which they identify over the past 3 years.
I have spoken with city staff who've confirmed that Councilor Nguyen was referred to as an it by a councilor.
Councilor Christian King troubled by what he's heard.
I condemn and disavow any sort of
Take a month off. I guess
based
get
on
paid.
someone's being.
Hostile environment.
Now,
Like, you don't
Councilor
feel
Merrill
safe.
Carlson telling us, while I do not recall making the statements in question, I acknowledge that it was a challenging and emotional week where difficult conversations took place. These claims, however, misrepresent my character, my record, and the values I have consistently upheld. We did reach out to the mayor, and we also reached out to Councilor Nguyen, but did not hear back from either. The city manager's office confirms an investigation is underway. We're live in Worcester. Charmin Skiddy, WCVB News Center 5.
Massachusetts, I guess. You get to take a month off. That's great. Okay, so I showed you that video. They moved the inauguration indoors because it's going to be really cold. But then Trump said that he doesn't want to see anybody hurt or injured, as if maybe like he said that in this truth he posted. I don't want to see anyone people hurt or injured in any way. So there might have been a threat against him, but it is going to be like 25 or something. There's a some, what do they call it? A bomb or something like that? Not a bomb cyclone, a polar vortex. There's some kind of vortex coming in. So yeah, the inauguration is going to be indoors. Okay, let me show you. I'll show you some stuff about the fires. Thanks for joining me for this show. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining me on a Friday of all times. Could be doing something else. All right. Here is Los Angeles fire personnel. Warning. I think it was like less than a month before the fires broke out. He was warning that people were in danger here.
If we cut one position, if we close one station, if we close one resource, the residents of Los Angeles are going to pay the ultimate sacrifice, and someone will die.
Just last month, fire personnel packed an LA Fire Commission meeting, begging the city to rethink the budget.
These cuts came at exactly the wrong time, with calls for services at an all-time high and our firefighters at their breaking point.
We are straining our department's resources beyond the brink, and we cannot continue on this path.
City Councilwoman Tracy Park was there too.
If we cut one position.
So they were warning about it already. So yeah, LA is fucked. And then people are leaving apparently. Oh, thanks, Buddha Girl. Thanks for participating in the Super Chat Challenge. You're the first one. Thank you. Take a hint, people. $5 Super Chat. Thanks, Buddha Girl, who says, thanks for always being here. I must always be here in spirit, huh? Because I'm not always here. I'm here for like an hour a few times a week. I mean, I take days off. So it doesn't feel like always. It feels like it could be more, to be honest with you. Like I'm slacking a little. Well, I didn't do a show yesterday, so I didn't feel like I had enough news. But if I knew you were there thinking about me, thanks, Buddha Girl. $5. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay. Here is a CNN clip where this guy starts crying. You mean over the years, Buddha Girl? Yeah, it has been many years. I have been around. Too long, really. I've outstayed my welcome, to be honest. But I'm still here. I still share my thoughts with you. I still sometimes have thoughts, which is good, you know.
Not long before deadly wildfires broke out in Los Angeles, firefighters were sounding the alarm about major staffing shortfalls inside the city's fire department. Our senior investigative correspondent, Kyung La, digging into the story for us. Kyung, a new CNN analysis backs up those concerns about staffing. Tell us more.
You know, we've heard sort of the back and forth about fire budgets involving the current mayor, but this is an issue that precedes this mayor. This is years in the making. The fire department has warned of dire consequences, saying that they need more money, they need more firefighters, and they warned of this as recently as last month. At that commission meeting, you said, it's dire, someone will die.
It's eerie listening to your words because that's what occurred. So let me just take a minute. Sorry.
Fire Captain Freddie Escobar.
You're not supposed to make me cry.
35-year veteran of the Los Angeles Fire Department wishes he'd been wrong, and this had not happened. For years, the LAFD union president warned that a disaster like the Palisades fire could happen. And while the cataclysmic weather conditions were historic, Escobar also blamed something predictable that hurt the firefight: money.
This is a woefully understaffed fire department. We either going to have a fire department that's going to reflect 2025, or we're going to have a fire department that's going to reflect the 1960s.
A CNN analysis shows out of the 10 biggest cities in the nation, Los Angeles ranks 9th when it comes to the number of firefighters per resident. And it shows millions of dollars in rescue equipment is just sitting in a lot, unused, because the fire department can't afford to hire the mechanics to repair it. LA's fire chief said in a recent memo, the fire department staffing levels were half the size of what they should be.
If we cut one position, if we close one station, if we close one resource, the residents of Los Angeles are going to pay the ultimate sacrifice, and someone will die.
Just last month, fire personnel packed an LA Fire Commission meeting, begging the city to rethink the budget.
These cuts came at exactly the wrong time, with calls for services at an all-time high and our firefighters at their breaking point.
We are straining our department's resources.
All right, you guys already heard that. People were moved by the guy crying. He was sad because people died, and he had warned people. So yeah, sounds like LA is, they're gonna change their government. Probably they'll probably change their government for once. Maybe a Republican will win. People are fed up. Okay, so people are leaving LA. That's what this guy says. He's like one of those brokers. It's on one of those TV shows, I think. He says people are leaving. Let's see.
They want to move back to the Palisades. Are they considering moving elsewhere? Do they?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Look, this is hard to say. I strongly believe that 50% of the people who lived in the Palisades are not going to be moving back to the Palisades.
Why?
Yeah, and honestly, that number wasn't as big last week in my mind, but after the phone calls that I've been getting, people who are moving to Brentwood, Santa Monica, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, those are going to be the markets that are going to go up because people want to be as close to normalcy as possible.
Yeah.
And those are those towns right around the Palisades.
Yeah.
Those are going to go up, that market. That's where they're going to move. It's going to be too long. You got to realize the Palisades is the all-American town, right?
Yeah.
The families are running around. It's like what you picture towns in movies that we used to watch.
Yeah.
These kids that are 5 years old right now that live in the Palisades and go to school, there's a chance that if things don't move fast, it could be 4 to 5 years before they're back there. These kids are now 10. They're going to different schools,
right?
Different lives now, so it's tough because picture you living on a street. You're the first house finished, and every other house on the street is in construction.
Yeah.
Think about that. You don't want to do that. You want to wake up every single morning and be reminded of that.
Right. It's traumatic.
I'm negotiating almost a dozen deals right now on land in the Palisades, much faster than I ever thought I would be doing. People are already trying to sell their dirt, knowing that they're not going to go back there, to home builders that will then build their house and either keep it or sell it.
So because obviously some people with the Woolsey fire, this could be their second time rebuilding with Malibu and stuff like that.
It's just hard.
Who's going to move to the Palisades, or are we going to see that city kind of?
The calls that I've got have been across the board of, I'm 70 years old. I just evacuated for my last time. I'm out. I'm never going back.
Where are they going?
Okay, that was the Palisades. So they're either going locally or because of they're fed up with the regulations and government. They're out. California, and if they're not and they're out of LA, they're going down to Newport Beach.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
I'm getting a huge amount of calls from people who want to move down to Orange County.
Really?
Yeah. Majority of the people, unfortunately, because I've been on the phone with my insurance agent for hours every day.
Yeah.
Majority of the people were heavily uninsured. And that's an issue. And that's why they're not going to go back to the Palisades.
Yeah.
Because in order to recreate the house that they lived in, their dream house, they're not going to be able to afford it. And that's just the horrible thing.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, why would you want to move back? I mean, why would you want to move? I mean, it's just going to be construction. It's going to be a construction zone for a while. It's definitely not going to be the same for a while. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. Newport Beach is more conservative, too. So people are going to leave California. Rich people. Nothing new there. But a lot of people are, when they move to the new place, they don't love it. Pirate Justin says, don't come to Texas. Well, you're going to Austin. aren't you? Where all the liberals are. All right, cool. That's the news. Oh, camera is so bad. This is what I really look like. This is like when the lights come on at the club. You see who you're dancing with, and you're like, oh my God. By these bright lights. All right, guys, cool. You're cool. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for the super chats. I got thanks Anthony, Teddy, and Buddha Girl for that. You can also donate to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil if you want to, anytime, even after the show's over. I read those on the air. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. That's an order. All right. We'll see you. For now, that's what it is.